Howdy. Welcome to my shop. My name's Ron and I'll be your host for the next 10 minutes or so. Being a fourth generation carpenter, wood is that's my language. It's my living, it's my hobby, it's my passion. One of those passions is making stocks. I've never had any formal training in this. I just wanted to put a piece of wood on a gun one day, and I seemed like that'd be a pretty unique challenge, so I tried it. And been going at it ever since, but honestly, I owe a lot of my success to my customers, my friends that have suggested this or that, different ways of doing it to produce a better outcome. And so I appreciate them. I owe them a great deal. The finish that I use was suggested by a friend of mine that owns a gun shop in Georgia, a guy named Dan. I've been friends with him for many years, and I owe him for that knowledge. So I don't suggest that my way is the only way. That's just not the case. I picked up my abilities to do this from watching other people and seeing other things and then figuring out how to do that. So it's a process. Some ways are better, cleaner, faster. They require less effort. On and on it goes. And I'm open to learning new and better ways. I'm always looking for that. My grandfather used to say, never let a day go by that you don't learn something. So when I do, I'll often look up, thanks, Pop, because no matter how old you get, you still need to be learning new things. So come on in, see what's going on today. That is a cute little rifle. If Remington hadn't already coined the phrase, I'd call that a mountain rifle. It's lightweight, it's short, that is a fine little rifle. Once I get it checkered and finished and cleaned up and set it in there. Now this one has a fairly open grip. This grip is relaxed quite a bit. Some grips are just curled way too tight for my comfort. This is a fairly small wrist. Like I said, this is my gun. I have little hands. But that thing, when you grip it, your thumb doesn't need to be in a bind against this comb. Your thumb needs to be able to sit there comfortably. You should be able to reach your safety easily enough. That's a fine little gun. Thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate your interest in what I do. I hope it's helped someone. Good morning. Yesterday I got this Mauser ready to start putting the finish on, and I decided, since I was going to be finishing and have my can of finish open, I'd go ahead and get this Remington ready to put the finish on as well, and just do two at a time. It saves the last few coats I'm spraying, and it saves some cleanup on the spray gun. The first few coats I put on either by hand or with a brush, and until I get my grain filled up and everything, and then I spray the last couple of coats. This is my personal gun, and so I have a pattern that I created years ago, and I really like it. It's a very simple pattern. It's not real elaborate and cut up, but it's just pretty. And I'm going to use it. This is a leftover pattern. This is a piece of blue tape, and what I do is after I get my pattern drawn out on my stock, I'll cut it in with a real real fine, just a real tiny line on it with a chisel. And then I'll put a piece of tape over it and take a pencil and draw across the lines, and you can draw, your pencil will suck into those lines. Then I cut that piece of tape out, and after I marked it, I put it onto a piece of thin plastic, just super thin, thicker than saran wrap, but plastic. And then I'll put a piece of tape on the other side of the plastic, and I'll take my scissors and cut the outline and mark the master lines. Then I'll pull the two pieces of tape apart, and I have a right and a left. This is one that I didn't end up tearing off of the tape of the plastic, and so I'm just going to hold it down and just use it. Now I like to draw my checkering patterns with the gun with the action in the stock, because you have features that show up on the gun that you don't see with just looking at the stock. For instance, where this barrel meets the receiver, there's a step down right there, and I'm going to start this checkering point. There's a little point right there. I'm going to start that right at that step down. Now maybe I can hold this thing in place. I don't even have my top line scratched in there, and I've already got this thing bolted in. I'm going to pull it back out just so you can see that process, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and trace out the rear pattern. The top of this bow, the top of this curve right here, is going to fall in line with, imagine the pistol grip. If this wasn't here and this just rounded off smoothly, it comes right down into that crotch. So the top of that is going to line up with that crotch, and the front of it is going to line up with the back of this bolt, and the bottom of it is going to line up with the curve on the inside of that pistol grip. And then you got to bend a flat piece of tape over a curved surface of stock. Now if it's got sticky on it, you're good. If it doesn't, not so easy. I don't repeat stock patterns, checkering patterns too much, but I have made an exception on this pattern. I really like this pattern. It's a lot easier when the tape is sticky. Now, I'm going to have to fill in some blank places. Like that. While the placement of that thing is fresh on my mind, I'll go ahead and do this other side. I probably should measure how far it is from that metal over and make the same mark so I know where to start. Right on this side, it is about kind of a heavy 5/16, which would start at about right there. That master line goes from this point to this little line. It's a straight line, and from this point to this little line is a straight line, so you get this V shape. I'll have to put that in with a straight edge. And there again, it is tough to bend a straight edge around a curve. That's pretty close. I can probably work with that. What I'm about to do here is strike my top line, and it's gonna, this pattern is gonna start right here. So my top line needs to start there and stop about right there on both sides. And that pattern, that spacer that I've made actually puts a scratch in it. So I don't want to overshoot this. Not at all. This is a little gizmo I made years ago out of an Allen wrench and a piece of, I don't know what that was, a bolt. But see, I can loosen this wing nut and slide this little scribe in and out. It's been sitting at that position ever since I made it, and I just sharpened the end of it. This slides along the top of the stock, and this scribes a mark. And since I make all mine the same, unless there's a need to do otherwise, this fits the bill. That just puts a neat, crisp, clean line in there, if you can see that. You can feel it. It started and stopped on my marks. Starting with this tip, this little point. This is a lot easier to do on the front than around that pistol grip, because you don't have to bend your you don't have to bend the tape. Hash mark and that dot up there. And that's what you end up with. I don't know if you can see that or not. Well, thanks for choosing to spend your time here with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this program. I'll try to post a new segment each weekend. In addition, if you'd like to read about a stock that I made and then it took a 20-foot free fall, click on the link at the bottom of this page. It's called The Broken Gun. It's a story I wrote a few years ago about my two boys. Sometimes life's hard and things get broken. Now and then we get a chance to fix them. I'm so grateful for the opportunity I had to repair this broken stock. It led to a restoration that I never could have imagined. As always, if you like this video, please click the like button and share this with your friends. Have a great day.